and because we have the ADP numbers coming out, the non-farm payroll. So good morning to everybody and welcome to the market update on July the 2nd. We are going through this month pretty quick, already a second day. Okay, so it is a short week, as you guys all know. Friday is closed. Yesterday the Canadian market was closed, and today it's back open. And we're gonna. I think it's a short day tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I think it's a short day on the futures tomorrow. So it might be closing at around 1 o'clock. If it is, well, I guess we'll have an extra long weekend because the Canadian market doesn't move much without the American market. Okay, so let's get started. What's happening this morning, especially with the ADP numbers? I'm gonna bring the chart up because these are important. This is gonna be a market mover. ADP here, Forex Factory. So the numbers are coming out at 8:15, in another less than 3 4 minutes away. The number slated to come at 99K. Okay, and that is pretty much down as you can see here. I want to show you a little close up. So if you look at a straight line like a trend line, these numbers have been going to the downside. So what these numbers mean, if you go into here, you can go into, and I'm sorry, blowing up the wrong one. So you look at, like I said, you can always go in here. This is where you can find out exactly what the ADP non-farm payroll numbers mean. So this is estimated number of people that during the previous months, excluding the farm industry and government, this is a change in number of employed. Okay, and change in the number of employed. That means only 99K people are getting jobs. If that not, I'm expecting this number to be lower. Look how bad these numbers are, and that means the Fed should be cutting interest rates. Okay, so this is estimated change in the number of employed people. Okay, if it's going to be 99K, it's going to be below that. That number is not going to be good again, and they should cut interest rates. Okay, let's see what that happens. This is happening at these numbers are different than, for somehow they're different than the non-farm payroll that's coming out tomorrow. Remember, the non-farm payrolls comes out on usually on Friday, but they're coming out tomorrow. Why? Because Friday we are on a holiday on the July 4th, right? So this number is coming out in another 2 minutes. This number gonna affect the market as it comes in. I'm just gonna turn on my services here so I can hear the voice launch here. So let's see what comes out at in another minute and a half. So do expect the market to move if these numbers are off. Okay, either to the upside would be a strong market. That would indicate the market should go up. If it's lower, the market's going to indicate the number. That means that market's going to go to the downside. So let's see. I'm going to bring the ES. I'm going to bring the ES chart up here so we can see the movement. And if those numbers are good, we could be hitting the all-time highs. We're sitting at 62.52 right now. If those numbers are kind of, like I said, it is to the upside, that's going to indicate that the market is strong, the economy is strong. This should head to the upside. But that is not good for interest rate cuts. But that number, if that number is lower, that would be good for interest rate cuts. So we could almost have like a good news on both sides. But originally, if the number is strong, it goes to the upside. We could be, both sides could really push this market to the upside. Okay, because if the numbers are lower,
For the US ADP
if the numbers are lower, like I said, the market should have a big influence on it. So let's see, we are double top, triple top here. This is trying again here. This, if it breaks out above this here, it's going to be a very strong breakout. If it's a very strong breakout, what should you be? You should be long on the ES futures or the NQ. NQ is already there, but ES is just about there. So we have less than 30 seconds to go on this numbers here. So let's see what we're gonna get here. So that's 20 seconds to go here. And I'm gonna turn on the voice here so you can hear the numbers.
10 seconds.
10 seconds. I'm gonna go down to a minute, so you'll see the movement a little better. So we're down to the minute charts. The market is sitting at 62.52 right now, 62.52. And it's
Minus 33,000. Minus
wow,
33,000.
what a
Lower
drop.
than
This is
forecast,
a very low
98,000.
number. This is a very low
There's
number.
weakness in the dollar and the S&P 500 here.
Wow.
Again, US ADP employment change coming out considerably lower than expected.
Wow.
Minus 33,000 on expectations of 98,000. The prior was also revised down to 29,000.
Okay, that's telling us the economy is very weak. Okay, so that's why this market has dropped like this, and Jerome Powell should be cutting interest rates on July. I think you will get rate cuts. We'll see the non-farm payroll tomorrow, and if that number is exactly like the same, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't cut it by half a point. Okay, so I think a quarter point should be in. But that should be a good news for the market. So everybody should say, why is this thing going down? It will turn around back to the upside because this number will go lower. And don't short the market. This is going to turn around to the upside. Why? Because it's gonna now expect our interest rate cuts. Okay, so that's usually happy mood. We get the bad news to the downside. The good news will come because now at the end of this month, when the Feds hold their meeting, they will be expecting an interest rate cut. Okay, and that's why this market is not going that bad as it should to the downside. I think the market will recover. The market will go higher. Okay, so and just in the anticipation of interest rate cuts, pretty confusing, right? You guys need to understand that why the market is going down, then why the market goes up. Yeah? You're not going to make money in anything else unless you understand the microeconomic numbers. If you understand the microeconomic numbers, you'll be able to predict what direction the market's going to go. So these numbers, like I said, are bad. It's not good for the economy. The market went to the downside, but anticipating that the interest rates will be cutting, this thing should go right back up. Okay. Anybody have questions on that? Everybody understand what I'm trying to say here? So you understand the next time? Okay. One of the things I'm designing is a microeconomic course. Like you will not get this course from anybody else. I'm designing this slowly, and I will share it when I have it all kind of written down, so you understand exactly what I'm talking about here. Okay. So let's go on with what is NASDAQ doing. NASDAQ is doing exactly the same thing as ES is doing. Okay, let's go to a little higher time frame. This is a 1 hour time frame. So the market is going to go back up. I'm telling you guys, don't be short on it just because the numbers are bad. The anticipation was bad, but then this market is going to recover back to the upside. So I think it's going to hit 862, but eventually back to the upside. But let's see how long it takes before this gets clobbered to the downside when it turns around back to the upside. Okay, so just be careful being short right here. The market, I think, even though you're looking at this market on the hourly, has been anticipating going to the downside, but I think it will turn around. This is money managers right now playing around with this market. So looking at that, looking at the ES futures, both of them are NASDAQ is down 34 points, but I think it'll be green by the sooner or later here. Look at the other markets. Look at the oil price. Oil price this is not good news for oil, right? Because the economy is going to the downside. Not many people are going to use oil. Guess what oil is doing? Oil is going to a little bit on the short term. Oil is going on to the downside. Okay, what about gold? Gold has picked up a little bit on that anticipation a little bit because the economy is good. Not good, going to the downside, and gold has picked up a little bit. The risk factor on gold is going to but I do expect gold to start going down. Okay, I still think gold is gonna try to touch this level down here. When it's gonna do it, I have no idea, but all I'm saying is the gold is to the negative side, to the downside. Okay. And because we are getting interest rate cuts, what do you think the yield is doing? Anybody want to take a guess before I show you the yield? Okay, the 10-year yield right now is showing at 4.25. It should be going to the downside. Okay, This yield is good to the downside. If you're holding on those bonds, guys, you're gonna make tons of money in those bonds. Okay, if this get to 4%, my bonds will be making a profit. They'll be making capital gains, even though they'll be paying less interest. Remember, if you bought it here, you're gonna get the same interest, whatever they're paying. But the dividend yield comes down when the price comes down, right? The yield comes down and the bond prices go up. Yields come down, bond prices go up. So you're gonna be making capital gains, okay? But you're gonna get the same yield at whatever you paid here, okay? So once you bought the yield, that yield does not change unless they change the amount of dividend. So you should be good on those bonds, and just quickly take a look at what those bonds are doing this morning. They're all a little bit to the downside right now with this number, and they will go back up. Okay, so I would not be worried. If you're worried about these bonds right now, I would not. Okay, so what else we are looking at here? Let's take a look at the Bitcoin quickly with this. Interest rates are cutting. What is Bitcoin trying to do? Bitcoin has gone up anticipating all this already, but the Bitcoin will go up. If you're going to cut interest rate, look, remember this, it was below the line yesterday. This trend line. This was the bond. The Bitcoin will go up. Okay. When can we cut interest rate cuts? Good question, Rupinder. I think the interest rate's going to happen not by Monday. I'm talking about the next meeting. The next meeting the Feds are holding is at the end of the month. And that's in the last week. If you look at your Forex Factory, you can go see it. Both Bank of Canada and I think they're on the same day. I believe Bank of Canada and the Feds are holding a meeting on the same day at the end of the month. Donald Trump, he wouldn't mind, hey, Jerome Powell, go and cut interest rates right now, right? He would love that. But I don't think it's going to happen till the end of the month. These numbers are telling at least a quarter point cut. Okay? But I think he should cut by half. But anyway, we've got jobs number coming out tomorrow. Okay, don't forget the non-farm, the government number is coming out tomorrow. These numbers were ADP numbers. The government numbers are coming out tomorrow morning. So Bitcoin is anticipating all that. It's going up. Bitcoin is going to go higher for anticipating interest rate cuts. So that is good news. What else is happening in the market? Let's take a look at the US dollar. The US dollar should be weak. So what are we doing? Look, it's already kind of dropped already a little bit to the downside as we are looking there. And I'm just going to, let's show you on the 1 minute, look how big drop is. It's going to drop further. The US dollar will get weaker. And remember all those trades that I've been talking about on the euro for Forex? I know a bunch of people who put a lot of money into those trades, and they're hopefully are making more. They are making good money. Why? Because if you take a look at the euro is almost $1.18. Look where it's going. Go to the 1 minute chart, 1 hour. This is going higher. This is going to hit 120. So I think there's still time to trade Forex if you are. I think it's going to the upside on euro is getting very strong. I think $1.20 is my first target I've been talking to you guys all week about, right? And the pound, same thing. It's pound is going to hit that $1.40. This is temporary right now. Okay, the pound is headed higher against the American dollar. Okay, so this is don't worry about this little dip here. And what about the Canadian dollar? Canadian dollar should also be strong. I'm still have a target of $1.35. You know, these things don't go consistently to the downside. Like when I say go to the downside, they all just don't have a straight line to the downside. They're gonna have these bumps. Okay, they're gonna have bumps going up and down. And my long-term view is a strong Canadian dollar at $1.35. That's my view. Is way back here. Look what's happening, right? So you're gonna have these little roads, these little bumps up and down. When they start going up, they say, you know, the Devinder guy doesn't know what he's talking about. But what I'm saying is a long-term view. That's what I mean. And so next a little while you'll see $1.35. Again, the euro, the yen, the pound, they're all very strong right now. And if you're holding those trades, congratulations. I know a lot of people are. and they're making in forex making quite a bit of money right now. So let's take a look at what else have happening. The VIX should have picked up a little bit. Let's see what the VIX has done. VIX, where are you? This it's a UVXY. Actually, it should be there. It is. It's picked up a little bit here. Okay, see, a little bit here. See that the VIX has picked up a little bit. Okay, that anticipating, but I think the VIX should settle back down. Okay, and the market should go back up. Okay, that's what my thinking is. The 10-year is there. Let's go to that the put call ratios. Okay, on the SPY, you see it on my side panel here. The SPY is sitting at 1. It went more towards the call side. And same thing with the triple Q, sitting at 1. Very strong to the call side. All three of them are very strong, and that's what another thing I'm anticipating market to go do the upside. Why? Because they went to the call side. So what do you do when the market goes anticipating to the upside? People are buying calls. Okay, so those are stocks that I think the market. Well, let's see what go back to ES futures quickly. Take a look what it's doing. Go to the 1 minute chart here. So it's starting to pick up a little bit back to the upside here. But again, at the end of the day, I'm still anticipating this market to the upside unless something else comes in negative. We don't have any other news coming out except Lagarde. She's talking, and I don't see anything else that's coming out this morning that's really going to derail things this morning, except the jobs number tomorrow morning. So I do see this market back to the upside, guys. It's just starting to move a little bit already. So let's take a look at the stocks. I want to take a look at STZ came out with earnings yesterday, and they give a very good guidance. The numbers were not as bad as anticipated. Okay, and I am in the stock this morning. And I'm saying, remember yesterday I said I'm going to get into it after the earnings, because after looking at all that this morning, I am in the stock or sitting around 164. So let's see. This is my long term. This is for long term, guys. So the stock was down. It kind of pumped up with the earnings yesterday, and now it's sitting around this range. I am a buyer of STZ. I'm sitting at 164 right now. I bought a very small position. I will be buying a little more if it comes down to add some more. So STZ is, if anybody hasn't bought, are you looking at it? It's a long-term view, not a short-term. It's a long-term view. I think it has come down a lot if you take a look at the daily here. Okay, look how it's been beaten up a lot. And I don't think this price has been overdone. And I'm expecting the price to get, my target price will be about 200 on this. Okay, so it will be higher as we anticipate the market. I think it's going higher. So that is STZ. What about any other CNR? Let's take a look at CNR. Okay, this is different. I thought you meant the railway CNR. Okay, this is Core Natural Resources. Let's take a look at that one. They're hitting the bottom of the chart here, and it is up. It is kind of a little bit up this morning in the pre-market. So it has like a strong support around here. So that's one thing about that. It does have strong support. Let's take a look at. It's a mining company, I believe. Resources. They're exploring high quality, low cost coal. Okay, this is one thing against, because the rest of the world doesn't want to use coal except the president of the United States. He likes coal, and he wants to buy coal, and he wants people to use coal because the U.S. produces a huge amount of coal, especially in the state of Pennsylvania. So what do I think? It's a $3.4 billion company. Coal is still going to get used here and there. That's for sure. It's not completely going to go away. And it will be a cheap source of energy, but problem is it pollutes. Okay. So what do the numbers look like on this? Numbers are these are pretty good numbers. Okay. Looking at these price to earnings ratio. That's another thing I'm holding a class soon on is fundamentals as well. So fundamentals looking price to, these numbers are pretty good. Does it pay a dividend? Yes, 1.0, very small. revenue is up and down in coal industry. Okay, so it's still when Trump likes coal and he wants people to buy coal. So let's see. I think while we have the president for the next 3 years, I think coal will be okay. So to me, fundamentals look good. But if you want to get into this stock, I would definitely put a stop below here, 58.37. So you can, I think you can buy it on the fundamentals, and it's not on the technicals you're buying. But if the stock does go below $58, that's where I would get out. Okay, that would be my stop loss. So otherwise, and if you want to wait and be patient, 78.93. This is where the breakout is, right here, to the upside. So if you want to not, if you don't want to sit in the stock for long time, because the dividend is really small. If the dividend was 4 or 5%, I would say go ahead, buy it here, and if it goes up, and buy it more up here. But this is your stop losses right there at $58.92. So above here, definitely buy, Raj. But if you want to buy it now, and like I said, make sure you have a stop loss here. Okay. So it doesn't look bad. So while we are looking at CNR, might as well take a look at CN Railway. Okay, what is we doing here? I'm a buyer. Okay, if you don't have CNR, I'm a buyer here. Even we bought back here, and I took profit here. And if you want to buy it here, definitely a buyer. Oh yes, definitely. Just give me 1 second. I just need a drink of water here. My mouth is getting dry. Yeah, I would definitely be a buyer of CNR here. Long term, my view, my target is $180 on it. And meantime, like this one here pays a good dividend as well. So if you're looking at one of the fundamentals are good, and you're looking at dividend is a little bit 2.44%. The statistics and these numbers are fantastic too. They look good, and this revenue will come back to the higher levels. Well, look, it's a pretty strong company. Bill Gates is the largest holder of CNR, and I think this thing is going back to the upside. It has a, if you didn't get it back here, this is kind of a nice little dip buying. I wouldn't buy it at all at once. Start buying a little bit at a time. Okay, so that is CNR. And if you got any other stocks, please put them in the chat, because the next stock I'm trying to talk about is Pepsi. I don't know if anybody's all the yelling and screaming I did down here, buyer. So my average has gone to around 130 on Pepsi. All right. So I've started buying back here around 135, and I bought it all the way down, and my average now is 130. I am up on this morning at 130. The stock is opening at 135.96. It's going to the upside. It has a nice move. This is a bullish move after anticipating that the market was going to go up. There's nothing major news out on Pepsi. Okay. But this is anticipating that stock is too cheap. Even the analysts, this is all accumulation back here. A lot of accumulation on Pepsi. All these big, look at all these big, histograms down here. This is all buying by the institutions, because the stock was very cheap and decided to hire. What's my target? On my first target is around 150 on Pepsi. Then we'll see. I'll let you know if I'm taking a profit along the way. I'll let you know when I do. But I am anticipating like a 150 target on Pepsi. But if you all bought back here, you should all be in profit, depending on how much money you put into the stock. Okay, I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna give you a real life example. One person that I know, he's put in roughly $500,000 into Pepsi, buying all this up here. So he is in a very good profit. Remember, when you buy $500,000 worth of Pepsi, even $2-3 profit to the upside is a good move. And he's probably making tons of money on it. And what he's anticipating is, he called me yesterday, and he said he's going to be taking some profit out of it this morning, because if you put $500,000 into Pepsi, and anticipating this move, you made a good money, right? So that's the reason I'm saying this to you is if you, I don't know if you have put in half a million dollar or $1 million, whatever, if you put a large amount of money in here, you obviously you want to be starting to take some profit this morning because you have a big run up. But I did not put $500,000 into it, and I'm not going to be selling this morning. Like I said, my target is 150. When I do sell, I will let you know. Pepsi. Okay. Any other stocks guys want to talk about? It's 8:35 in the morning. Anybody have any stocks that they want to bring up and talk? Anybody? Otherwise, I'll continue to talk about some of my favorite stocks, what we should be doing. Okay, Toll. Sure, take a look at Toll. Toll Brothers. Oh wow, nice breakout here. I would, if you have it already, I would be holding on to it. 118.50 technicals, it looks really good. Okay, technically the stock is breaking out nicely. Look at it fundamentally. The fundamentals are holding on this stock. Let's take a look. Wow, fundamentally is very cheap. So technically it's going up, fundamentally is very cheap. I would be holding the stock, and if you haven't bought it, I would be buying it. Okay, I would be buying this one. It definitely looks good. Toll Brothers, does it pay a dividend? Very small dividend. Revenue is consistently up. I would be a buyer. I'm a buyer of this stock. It's too cheap. Okay, I'm a buyer. Thank you, buddy, for bringing up a good stock there, both fundamentally and technically. So definitely be a buyer of this one. Okay, 118.50. Even at current price is not bad, looking at the fundamentally. So this is what they've been anticipating. That's why the stock is hasn't gone any lower, because fundamentally it's a strong stock. Okay. DKNG. This is a gambler stock, right? DKNG. The betting up. The one platform that I like for trading, like for gambling, is their platform. Their platform is live. They were the first ones to bring a live platform that you can do your bets doing. What I mean by live, you can change your bets during the when a hockey game is playing already. Okay, you can have the first score, the last score bets, who scores the last goal, the first goal. It's amazing what they've done. That's how these guys are making money. It's a very good platform. If you like, the one platform that I would buy that would be a little risky is this one here. Okay, I think this is good for long term, unless some more platforms come and start. There's probably others who are gonna come into this space, right? But they were the first ones. So DKNG, I like it. I like the good stock. But let's take a look at what the fundamentals looks like right now. Fundamentally, it's probably expensive right now. Yeah, their price to earnings ratio is not there, but if you look price to sales, this is all saying the stock is expensive. But this is a growth stock. Look at the revenue growth. So this is more like a growth stock. It's not a value stock yet. It's more like a growth stock. So if you look at earnings, they're slowly trying to turn positive, and I think they will make money. I think it's a really good platform for long term. It is a good platform, Raj. So I don't know where you bought or if you're looking to buy, but I like the stock. Okay. By GCXDO, let's take a look at that. Credo, Creekso, whatever. Okay. Stock is up this morning. It's low price, $6.50. Let's see, it's not all-time high. The all-time high is double from here. So first of all, I don't know what this stock does. Let's take a look at what it does. Okay, overview here. Credo is in the telecommunication sector, broadband internet. We know telecommunication sectors has not been doing that well, but this is looking like it's a very small company. Price to earnings ratio is very high. Look at the numbers. Looking at it overall, this company, it's not too bad. It is a little expensive, but it's not too bad. Revenue, 50 million. So it's trying to grow its revenue. So this is a small company. I like to see the growth rate a little bit more, right? But maybe they will. I would wait for the earnings, for the next earnings. But it's a small company. I'm not expecting much right now, even though it's showing up this morning. It's to the upside. AT&T is the one you, if you wanted to buy like in telecommunication sector, that would be the company in the U.S. that you should have bought because it's still strong. Look at that, very strong to the upside, very strong move, and I would still be a buyer of AT&T. That company is a little bit small. It's a little bit risky, but if you gotta have some growth portfolio, like you grow stocks in your portfolio. Maybe I would add a little bit, but no, I would add AT&T though. Take a look at lot. I think we just did. No, we looked at the tool, not lot. LOT. Lotus Technology. Wow. Okay. They did an IPO back here, but the stock is way down back here. So why is the stock going Lotus Technology? See what they do first. They're into design development, the sale of battery. Okay, there a lot of companies. There's a lot of competition in this one, but this one is out of China. So China's, like I said, they got lots of raw material for. So what I would look into, buddy, if you want to invest in this company, how much access they have into that raw material. If they have a lot of access to it, then I would be a buyer of this. Okay, that's the way I would engage if I want to buy a company like this out of China. I want to go take a look at it if they have access to that raw material. If they do, I would be definitely a buyer. Okay, revenue it's increasing as we are going up. That's pretty good. It's a growth company. I would not look for much earnings. Okay, so it's a growth story. Statistics they wouldn't have very much. So the one thing I would look into it, go look into this company, see if they have access to in China to raw material. If they do, I would definitely be a buyer of this company. Okay, but it has come down a lot. It's a penny stock, but again, put a stop loss around $1. Okay, it has come down a lot, but I like companies in China that have access to the raw material. Okay, so that's what I would look for. What's okay? Did I okay? IoT. Okay, Samra. Take a look at this one. 39. Okay, let's see. Chart is looking sideways. Chart is okay. Not a great, but it's okay. Let's take a look at what this company does. Financials. Okay. Financial Samra development and connected. Okay, the connected sensor systems, plug and play sensors. Where so they're into technology. $22 billion company. That's pretty good size. Okay. Look at the statistics. They're way out of whack, but let's take a look at revenue. So it's sort of a little bit of a growth story to the upside. It's more like a growth stock, okay? Earnings are positive, which is a good thing. No dividend, but I like the stock. Let's see the statements. These numbers are going up. These numbers are nice. The balance sheet. So this is looking good. Overall, the stock looks good, but it's just not positive. Sort of. Lately, the market's going sideways. I would be a buyer of this stock once it turns around to the upside, or even here, breakout to the above $48 level. Okay, it's a nice stock. It's not. It's not bad. It's not bad. Okay. So overall, I would definitely be okay with the stock. It's not a risky stock because I want to keep you guys out of risky stuff. Okay, that's where I don't want you to go. Not into risky stuff. Okay, so it's not a bad stock. Fundamentally, it's good. Technically, it's still weak. Let it turn around to the upside. That's when I'd be a buyer. Okay. FMAO. Let's take a look. I'm gonna quickly go through the list. So I'm not gonna go through detail. I'm gonna quickly go see if they're worth buying these stocks. Farmers and Merchants Banco. This is a bank I would, I would definitely be a buyer here at 26.93. But let's take a look at the fundamentals. The banks usually have a pretty good fundamental. It's a bank based out of where? Archol, Ohio. Okay. These numbers are usually pretty good on the banks. These are very good. Okay, fundamentally very strong bank. Okay, fundamentally is very good. Revenue is pretty consistent. It is a small bank because its only market cap is only 359 million. So this is like a more like a growth story, buddy. I would definitely I like growth stories for a cheaper bank. So I definitely would be a buyer here. I'm a buyer. I'm a buyer. F it's a small bank. FMAO. Very good numbers. It's only worth 300 million. Imagine this company doubling to 600 million. It would double the stock from here, right? So that's why I like it so much. And it pays a dividend. Wow. What's the dividend on this thing? 3.37%. I would definitely grab this bank. I would definitely grab it. Okay. Definitely a buyer, Pudgy. Very nice. I like the GRBK. And let's take a look at the Pudgy brought in two very good stocks this morning. GRBK. Green Brick Partners. Okay, this stock is, I like the technicals. It's starting to break out to the upside. I would be definitely buyer on the chart. I would definitely be a buyer. Let's look at the fundamentals. What does this company do? They are into home building. Home building. I would be a buyer, buddy. Why? Because the yield is going down. Remember the stocks I gave you guys, DHI and PHM? Guess where they're going? They're going up. So this is another stock, Green Brick Partners, and this one is actually a smaller company than the other two, 2.87 billion. I would definitely be a buyer. Look at those numbers. Look at the what I see. So, buddy, this is number 3 today. You're on a roll. GRBK. Definitely be a buyer of this one. The other one, quickly, I want to show you DHI. DHI, look, it's going up this morning. I'm a buyer. I already have these stocks, and I hope you have it too. Again, just remember, guys. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. I'm not telling you what to do. Okay. Just remember that. Just a little disclaimer. Okay. Sometimes I forget to say that, but you guys know what I mean, right? So I'm definitely a buyer of this one, DHI and PHM. The other one is the PHM, and it's going to the upside as well. It's breaking out, and same thing with the stock buddy bought GRBK. GRBK is a lot smaller. I think when you have a small stock, chances of them moving up are much quicker than these stocks, because the people like cheap stocks. They want to move the stock quicker, and the chances of moving that GRBK is much faster. Okay, so definitely be a buyer. Do we see more upside on Amazon? Yes, buddy. I definitely see more Amazon up. Okay, I'm holder of this stock, not seller, and definitely see higher. It's gonna break out above here eventually. 223. I'm not selling this stock. It is done in the pre-market right now at 219, but it's a lot has to do with the jobs number. But I think it's gonna see a turn when we see interest rates go down. This is gonna go much higher. Okay, definitely see Amazon higher. Okay, so I'm not worried about it. BWN, IN, take a look at this one. Insurance, definitely, the insurance stocks are down. They're negative, but they should be accumulated. So let's take a look at the numbers on this one. I like UNH and the other one better. The ones we've been looking at, UNH. What was the other one? Humana, HUM. Okay, so what's this one here doing? 4.84. This is a much smaller company than those two. So statistics, the numbers are pretty good. Doesn't have a price to earnings ratio. Why? Let's take a look. It should have a price to earnings ratio. So if you take these 4 numbers, add them up, and divide it into the price, you should have price to earnings ratio. Okay, so you should. I don't know why the trading view didn't calculate that. Cash flow is a little bit high, right? But other than that, these numbers are fine. And the chart, like I said, it's going sideways. But if you want to buy this stock, $34 is a stop, right back down here around the $34-$35 stop. I don't think it's going to come down. It should go up, but you never know about insurance companies if something does go wrong. But $34 should be the stop on it. Okay. Quickly look at GCT. Giga Cloud Technology. You know, $20.37. It looked like a breakout to the upside here. Um, yeah, looks the chart looks not too bad going sideways, but let's take a look at what this stock does. I have no idea. Giga Cloud Technology. Okay, they're into cloud. Okay, oh, data, everything is in the cloud. Okay, that's a big thing that's going forward. Headquartered in Monte, California. Okay, price to earnings ratio is nice. Statistics, these numbers are incredible, fantastic. This is about the fourth stock today, but you bought in pretty good. I like these numbers, and these are good numbers here. And this is they're in the right field. Giga Cloud Technology, especially a technology company having those type of good numbers, it's usually not expected. And these numbers are good. Okay, I think these numbers are good to the upside. So I like it. I like the stock. I like it's going sideways, but again, the stop loss $11. That's where, or you can put a tighter stop loss, which is around $17. So definitely, I think they are not a bad stock. Okay, so guys, I'm gonna quit it here. Gonna have to do the market update with the other fellows on DC. No, what the PBS. What do you guys? I think they should just take my market update and just put it on their update. I think that's what they should do, instead of trying to do a double market update with them. I think maybe it should just do a live update on their show PBS. Now I gotta go up and take them. I think maybe I should maybe talk to them and say, listen, why don't you just take my market update and put it on your channel? So, anyways, thank you. If you yeah, give me some check marks. Maybe that's what I should do. If you guys think that should maybe the right idea of doing it. So let me know in the chat. Maybe that's what I'll do is talk to them. Hey, put me live on your thing. So, and maybe that's where I'll do. Okay. Thank you for the feedback, Rapinderji. Please give me some feedback. Maybe that's what I should do. Okay. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. I got about 8 minutes to go on the show. Just gotta quickly get ready because I gotta change my T-shirt. Okay. Thank you, and I will see you guys at 9:30.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Hope everyone is doing well here on this Wednesday morning, ready for markets. Hope everyone had a good July 1st yesterday, ready for kicked off the second half of the year on a good note. We'll see what the market's going to do. Right now, pre-market, we are seeing some kind of downside here, a short trend as we're losing some key levels. I mentioned the market update. So on ES, we're already kind of below that 62.48 demand zone, breaking this hourly uptrend. And on the NASDAQ, we'll see if this head and shoulders plays out on as we're testing kind of neckline right here at the 600 level. So some key tests already here in the pre-market. We'll see what plays out during the session. Do we see potentially a break and some downtrend continuation in today's market, possibly filling some of those gaps from last week? Or do we see a sweep of these lows now and a push back up into this week's range and just more choppy action on this very shortened holiday week? So before I start, I'm just gonna do a quick reset of my screen, make sure everything is sharing. And then if you guys want to switch over, you can, and then I'll give you guys my update here